Welcome back, everybody, to another retro review with myself, Tyler Babb, and my Matt.
Hey guys, what's up?
I said that the first time, my Matt.
We didn't mess up at all.
No.
Recording this is one take.
One take.
Is that
Ready?
cut?
This is how we go. Welcome to the Grinch review. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The year is 2000. We're taking it way back to one of the legendary Christmas movies. And we'll tell you our thoughts right after this.
In this live-action adaptation of the beloved children's tale by Dr. Seuss, the reclusive Green Grinch, Jim Carrey, decides to ruin Christmas for the cheery citizens of Whoville. Reluctantly joined by his hapless dog Max, the Grinch comes down from his mountaintop home and sneaks into town to swipe everything holiday-related from the Whos. However, the bitter grump finds a hitch in his plans when he encounters the endearing Cindy Lou Who, Taylor Momsen.
All right, guys, welcome back to the mean streets of Whoville. Let's tackle How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Let's do it.
All right,
Here we go.
you mentioned classic movie, right?
Yeah, of course.
I agree with you there. The Grinch story itself is pretty iconic and pretty classic.
Yeah.
So I was super excited to dive into this one this month.
Yes. The Grinch is obviously a staple of Christmas, right? He's been around for a long time, and they decided to do a live action version. This is the live action. And it's an interesting take. Obviously, they had to expand the story,
Yes.
right? We couldn't just go with, the Dr. Seuss cartoon. The book is even shorter than I think the cartoon is,
Yeah, I'm sure the cartoon even added a couple
yeah.
extra scenes, right? But yeah, otherwise, if they did just the straight up the book, it'd be like, you paid Jim Carrey all that money for 15 minutes,
To make a little short film. But this was directed by Ron Howard, who did
I did not know that.
Willow. He did the Han Solo movie, and he's obviously, you know what I'm saying? Happy Days. He was in Happy Days. Worked with George Lucas and those guys quite a lot. So, and I think Stan Winston did the Who's and all that, and the makeup and all the animatronics and everything in this movie. So it was. I remember. Let's start off with the first time we saw this as children. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe how that shaped us as Christmas people.
Yeah, absolutely. Really quick, do you like Christmas? Is that like?
Yes, I mean,
I know some people are like, I hate Christmas.
No, I like Christmas.
I love Christmas.
I'm not a Grinch. I like Christmas.
Yeah, same. Okay, but I believe this is one of the few movies I've seen in theaters growing up. I didn't do a lot of movie theaters when I was younger, until I did once I got my license and I was able to take myself. Part of that came with money issues, right? Like divorced parents and
yeah, and you had a big family.
Yeah, big family.
I didn't
the whole line. So
I'm an only child.
Yeah. So
you're not.
This was one I'm pretty sure I was in the theater with my mother seeing it. I might have been my dad. I think it's my mom. Terrible memory. But another fun fact about this film is our very first DVD player that we bought was around this time when it was on DVD. And that was the DVD my mom bought to be the first DVD to go with her DVD player.
Yep.
So there's a special little place in my heart for this film just because it's synonymous with my first DVD player, which people are like, what's even a DVD player? Because now you stream everything.
A DVD player?
Blu-ray, you mean? A Blu-ray?
Oh, Blu-ray. But no, same here. We had a DVD player too, and we would have got one that summer, so it would have been 2000. Yeah, it came out in 2000, so it would have definitely been one of the first Blu-rays. Jeez, one of the first DVDs. Yeah. Dating ourselves even further.
Yeah, because Blu-ray is not even the most recent, right? It's 4K HD or whatever.
Exactly. So, I haven't said DVD in forever. One of the first DVDs. That sounds so weird. I haven't said that in maybe a decade. It's interesting to figure out who the protagonist or who the hero or the main character of the film is. It's almost got a dual protagonist thing going on.
Yeah.
With Cindy Lou, she's trying to figure out the meaning of Christmas.
Yes.
Right? She sees all the Who's, buying presents, and it's all about the presents, and the mayor is you know,
It's really hyping up Christmas.
right, very materialistic and very, you know, it's
the
big
consumerism
of Christmas.
Yeah.
And the film really opens up and shows you that visually. You know what I'm saying? How many like presents and all sorts of, you know, the production design is just all over the place. And it's chaotic and you kind of, it puts you in Cindy Lou Who's shoes of
say that 5 times fast.
Cindy Lou Who's shoes whose are shoes are these Cindy Lou's whose shoes? Anyways, it puts you in her shoes and shows you how small she is, right? Because she's small in the cartoon even.
Yeah.
Like she's like,
I think she's portrayed in the cartoon to be like 4, right? You would imagine closer to like a preteen almost.
Yeah.
8 or 9, I would imagine.
And it shows you the chaotic nature of Christmas and you know how Ruth kind of like almost like what Black Friday used to be, right? I would assume that it's kind of their reference of what the filmmakers were looking at, where they're like, okay, we need to establish this, and it does. It puts you in her head and she's like, you know, what's the meaning of all this?
Yeah.
You know, and even her dad's like busy and not really paying attention. And then obviously, you know, she finds the Grinch.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and things pursue.
Things pursue.
Yeah.
And we go from there.
Yeah, I really liked that opening scene. It was like, it gave me that vibe of Whoville right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like these creatures, these beings are super into Christmas. And so while they're just going left and right, spending and buying stuff, it creates that chaotic, like upbeatness of Christmas. And then I really like that they employed some like cartoon like things in there. So like when Cindy Lou Who's holding like the gifts and they just pull out the middle one, right? Like that's very like a cartoon shot, but adapted for live action. And did that quite frequently in the film. So had some of those elements of cartoon brought to live action. Yeah, in a very practical way. Obviously, this was before CG was. I mean, there were CG but before things. Obviously, had the capabilities what we've got. Right. This, and they pulled it off, man. It's like it's a big, because today it would all be CG. You know what I'm saying? Everything would, live actions really just CG rendered. Exactly. Like look at like the Lion King. Yeah. Well, granted, you're not going to get lions. Yeah, the Lion King. But even somebody, I mean, look at somebody like Spider-Man. I mean, his whole costume is digital. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not even in that. So what we perceive as live action isn't even really live action. It's augmented with a lot of visual effects. Yeah. I want to shout out to the makeup artists. Makeup team, yep. Making those who's look like who's. Making those who's look like who's. It's a lot of work behind those, covering up everyone's mouth and putting the giant bug teeth in. Yes. Very cool. Yes. So hats off to the team behind the scenes, what we didn't get to see. I remember loving the backstory that they gave the Grinch. Yeah, that was part of it. And adding that, because you never really know. Dr. Seuss doesn't tell you why the Grinch is the Grinch. Right. It's just the guy that doesn't like Christmas and wants to take it away. Yeah. So they had to come up with this orphaned, bullied as a youth backstory, which I thought was a fun, I don't want to say fun because it's sad, but like a good addition to the Grinch story. Yeah. I agree with you. I think that was a good decision. And you can, it's just something, but it's also old school storytelling. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like if they made that today, we just wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little cynical, but I don't know. I just feel like we wouldn't get that today. Some new writers or something would just be like, we don't need to know that. Really? But they did it with the Grinch, 2018. I think it was 2018. Was it 2018? I guess they did. But now did they do it because they had something else to go off of? I just feel like if it was made today, we wouldn't have done. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I think my only gripe about the plot, I wasn't the biggest fan. What is the festival called? Where they honor like the Whovillation? Whovillation, right? And they honor the what was the title they gave them? The Most Merry Who or something like that?
Yeah.
I was
hilarious too.
I forget what the actual name of it was. I don't know why. Wasn't a fan of that.
It was a long sequence.
Yeah. And I know the idea was just to keep building up that the mayor is a big old jerk. And he's the real villain of the film.
Right.
You know, he's the guy everyone should hate, not the Grinch.
But we got that.
But you got to have the bullying scene. I don't know if they needed.
We repeated the same beat, which you're totally right there.
Yeah.
It's like we already knew this information. We already didn't like him.
Yeah. So
I agree.
Again, overall, I love the movie, and I just for me that part as an adult rewatching this it's like, okay, it's sort of dragging a bit. I think the pacing was near perfect. I don't know that segment of the film. I don't know.
I wonder where that comes from. If that's like a studio note, or if that's because I'm sure there's multiple cuts of this movie. So it's like, is there a cut out there where that sequence is a lot shorter? Because they definitely could have cut like the stuffing of the pudding. It's like, how many times do we need to see people stuff Jim Carrey's face full of food? It's like, I need to see that once, and I think we saw it like 4 times, maybe.
Yeah. And I know it's supposed to be their catalyst of, this is why I hate Christmas. You tricked me, made me look like a fool. I'm going to take what you love away.
Right.
So I get that that's their catalyst. Overall, I don't know if I was the biggest fan.
It could have been a lot.
I feel like the catalyst could have been from the backstory that got brought up in the present time, and but still a really good movie.
I think another thing for me, I really, really like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I love it.
Yeah, I was feeling the same way. I'm way over, and since what was it, last week we watched, 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, okay, I like the movie, but I don't love it like I did as a kid. I don't remember loving it.
Yes, this isn't like again. Sandlot, I think, is the top of the top, because we watched that and it was like,
still love it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, love this. This is fantastic. Where this is, it didn't hit the same way.
Yeah,
I felt it being like, I was like, oh, I enjoy the craft much more than I did when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but the pacing is strange. And also another thing, Martha Mayville, the girl that he liked, the woman or the girl who grows up to be the woman, I thought her character was very thin. I was like, I knew this before rewatching it, obviously, but it's like, it would have been nice to give her a little bit more a character, like a little bit more of a personality.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you view her as a trophy wife.
Yeah, right? That's pretty much what she is in the
then
movie.
like you just go like, oh, she kind of had a crush on the Grinch the whole time. But I could have gave her something.
Yeah.
Made her a little bit more human and
just something.
Yeah.
I mean, she's beautiful, but it's like, or just some sort of connection with the Grinch. Because even in the flashbacks, she's still very much like, she's nice to him as a kid, but we don't really see them have a connection.
Yeah.
I never really thought that like, oh, these people, they're friends, or, like they were friendly.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to see them actually like bond.
Yeah.
And be friends. Obviously, we got to talk about Jim Carrey. I mean, he is able, and the amount of makeup that is on his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is covered from head to toe in green fur and
eyes
makeup,
and everything. Is all
contacts, but he's able to push his face and literally take expressions from the cartoon and expressions from the book and like bring them to life.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do, man. And I think there's only one person in the world that can do that, and that's Jim Carrey.
Being able to take the costume you're in with the makeup that you have, especially on your face, and still show all the emotions and all the whatever you wanted to present. Pretty neat. Pretty good. I think you said it pretty well earlier. Jim Carrey is probably the perfect choice for that role.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to go into a new section of our reviews called the Retro MVP Movie Award. And this is the section where we kind of discuss and try to figure out who deserves the MVP award for the film. Now, do you have any thoughts? Who do you think?
Well, my initial thought would be either Jim Carrey or, and I guess I can't put a perfect, but like the makeup team.
Makeup, Jim Carrey or makeup. That's a tough one.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with creating the Who's, and
yeah,
I don't know
for sure. And there's a lot of Who's that have to have makeup. Everybody's got to have makeup.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, everybody.
Yeah,
that's an interesting. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Jim Carrey or makeup. I agree with you. It's one of those two for sure. But now, and this is tough because it's like who. Obviously, you couldn't have the Grinch without the makeup.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't have the Grinch without Jim Carrey.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Let us know in the comments who you think should win the award for this movie. So you're saying makeup.
I feel like my heart's winning makeup, and if you want to, I don't, you know the terms on set better, but like makeup and costume department.
Makeup and costume.
Like, yep. I mean, they really
can't go to two different departments though. That's a rule. It's got to go to one.
Okay.
Are they one department or person?
Okay. Are they separate?
Costume and makeup are separate. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I want. I still think makeup. I don't know. I was still impressed. I always think it's really cool, kind of creative. Like with like the teeth, they cap the buck tooth and the one next to it to make them like the super big buck teeth.
Yep.
Like that was just
and the smart to figure out the nose.
Yeah, and the nose, but still let you like Jim Carrey and the Who's like express themselves through facial expression.
That's tough. Yeah.
I don't know. I think my vote's gonna go makeup.
Your vote's makeup. Well, I'm gonna go with you. Same here. It's gonna be makeup for me. So I think because when you look at all the nose, all the makeup, and everyone has to express through the makeup, and they were able to figure out a way to make it look great and still have the actors. They're able to act in the makeup. So I think it goes to the makeup. So makeup department has won the MVP award for How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah. Well deserved.
Yes.
Awesome.
Exactly. Exciting.
Yeah. And that's awesome because if we were to do this with modern films, I don't know how much of that we're gonna see that department win. Now because they're not talented, but like you said, most of it's CGI or rendered on a computer.
Yes.
Avatar doesn't have makeup. You know what I mean? Like
digital makeup, but
you know what I mean?
But that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, we mainly do more retro stuff, so hopefully we will get to see more makeup and more things.
Yeah.
In films.
Especially we're getting those films with like animatronics and things.
Exactly.
I'm really excited for those things.
But let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. It's something that I think would be fun to kind of give out the award for every movie that we do.
A good little addition.
And we'll probably update you maybe with the shorts where we give out the awards for the previous movies that we did. Maybe we'll do something like that. That'd be kind of fun.
That'll be fun. All right, guys. I think it's that time. Let's go ahead and give our final thoughts. Tyler, would you like to start us off with your final thoughts of the film?
Yes. So my final thoughts of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I think everybody across the board did an incredible job, and we don't see movies like this anymore. The director, Ron Howard, was able to bring the book to life and craft a sense of childhood wonderment and fantasy, and his shot choices and that the way that the camera moved and the set design. Hats off to the set decorators and the production design. For me, they come in a close second. They didn't a third, I guess, to Jim Carrey, but they were in the running for the MVP because. Yeah, I mean, the set...
A lot of elements.
Yeah, the production design is incredible. The music was great. My only thoughts that are negative, like I said, are just the pacing in the middle. I think this movie could have done to be a little bit shorter. I did feel myself in the middle being like, all right, when is this going to be? Like, we can move this along. It doesn't need to be this strung out. So overall, I do recommend it. It is a must-watch in the Christmas season. It's got to be in your pantheon of Christmas movies to watch during the holidays.
So,
Matt, your thoughts, go.
All right. I think I'm going to steal a lot of your concepts because design work in all levels was phenomenal in this film. Costume, makeup, set design, everything was really great. I felt immediately first scene, you're just immersed in this world of Whoville, a town that loves Christmas. And that's amazing to see. Jim Carrey was phenomenal as the Grinch. A+ effort in the actor side there. I agree with you that I feel like we could have gotten to the Grinch stealing Christmas a little sooner, and maybe worked the original flashback of the like elementary school days into the reasoning why he stole Christmas versus the Whoville fest of sorts, the Whovilation.
The Whovilation.
But overall, the movie was fun. It was really nice to see those like cartoony gimmicks get brought to live action, because live action is not done the way it is, or is no longer done that way. Right. Live action is more of a loose term these days. Yes. But that one is still, I feel, truly one of those few. We mentioned it with Ninja Turtles. I love the classic. The more you can use legitimate props, I'm always, and not to say anything because I know you love your visual effects.
Yes, of course. There's a mix. There should always be a mix.
I'm a sucker for any old school animatronics or anything of that nature. So to see all these gizmos and gadgets still get brought to life through the realm of prop design was pretty cool.
Yes.
And overall, I agree with you. Watch this as a staple of Christmas season. In fact, I've watched all 3 of them since we watched this one. So I've watched the
pretty crazy
animated and the 2018 animated The Grinch. The only one I have not seen is there's a musical out there in Peacocks.
Oh, I thought you watched the musical.
No, I seen that, like the 19-something animated, like the 25-minute short.
Right.
The Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Illuminations, The Grinch, that one. And then this one with you. So, it's a staple at our house. Absolutely. The Grinch is... I don't know if you know this. Alyssa actually has a Grinch tree downstairs.
I did not see this Grinch tree downstairs.
Well, it's not up yet, but every year we put we have 2 trees. The one upstairs is like the normal Christmas decor, and then downstairs is all Grinch stuff. So
exciting!
She gets that set up. You come by.
I'll come by and check that one out.
Well, I'll just take a picture. We'll post it on the gram.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, guys, that'll be all for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, our review. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. We are at 10 subscribers as of the recording of this. So starting from the bottom, we doing it. It's very exciting. If you're a movie lover, obviously we are movie fans. I edit for a living, and
I don't.
Matt is just a regular film
Just
fan.
A regular guy.
Just a regular film
Just
guy.
a regular guy with 2 thumbs.
Just a regular guy with 2 thumbs. So if you found us and you're new, greatly appreciate you watching this review. Merry Christmas. This is going to be out in December, so hopefully everybody has a safe and fun holiday, and we'll see you in the new year.
Yes.